At 72, Dorothy found herself staring at the same floral wallpaper she'd been gazing at for over 4 decades, feeling a restless tug in her heart. The days blended together. Wake up, breakfast, afternoon television, dinner, sleep. She couldn't shake the sensation that life was quietly passing her by. One morning, she recalled a childhood memory of riding her bike down a steep hill, the wind rushing through her hair, the world brimming with possibility. Where had that boundless sense of freedom gone? Dorothy realized she had allowed her years to confine her, as though the number 70 somehow slammed the door on the joys of exploration. Yet deep down, she felt a flicker of hope. Maybe life after 70 didn't have to be a steady decline. Maybe there were still adventures waiting for her, just in a different form. Many seniors silently wrestle with this dilemma, a longing for meaningful pursuits paired with the belief that new ventures are no longer feasible. There's an unspoken pressure to stick to age-appropriate activities, like gentle gardening or slow walks around the block, while ignoring the spark that says, there's more out there for you. The potential loss is significant. When we don't explore fresh hobbies, we risk succumbing to isolation, boredom, and a sense of diminished independence. Once the world starts to shrink, it's easy to feel trapped, as if your best days have slipped away without warning. Seniors who ignore this yearning often miss out on forging new friendships, discovering hidden talents, and experiencing that thrill of novelty that has the power to reawaken the soul. But here's the good news. There are unconventional hobbies that can reignite a sense of freedom and possibility, even if you're well past your 70th birthday. In fact, these activities aren't just lighthearted distractions. They can be life-changing, sparking both mental sharpness and emotional resilience. By the time we're finished, you'll have 6 fresh ideas to try. And let me assure you, the last one might surprise you the most. It's something very few seniors even consider, yet it can bring an unparalleled sense of vitality to your days. Whether you're seeking physical movement, intellectual excitement, or a new creative outlet, you'll find an avenue that resonates with your spirit. Doctors and specialists are finally recognizing what many seniors have known intuitively for years. Staying engaged in challenging, stimulating activities can significantly boost both quality of life and overall health. Countless stories from senior communities around the world back this up. For decades, we've watched older adults who remain curious and open-minded thrive in ways that defy stereotypes about aging. And that's not just anecdotal. It's grounded in research on neuroplasticity, mental health, and the positive impact of having a strong sense of purpose. Before we dive into these 6 unconventional hobbies, take a moment to subscribe and turn on your notifications so you don't miss any future insights. If at any point you find this video helpful, type 1 in the comments. And if you don't resonate with what I'm saying, type 0 and let me know how I can serve you better. Your feedback matters because every senior deserves access to information that can transform their life, just like Dorothy, who found a renewed spark of excitement in the simplest place she never thought to look. Now let's explore these 6 unique hobbies that can open new doors to freedom, confidence, and joy. The first unconventional hobby is virtual reality, VR travel. It might sound futuristic, but let me ask you something. What if the best way to keep exploring the globe isn't a plane ticket anymore, but a headset? There's a common misconception that technology is too complicated for older adults, or that VR is just for gamers. In reality, VR is rapidly becoming an accessible tool for all ages, especially those who want to see more of the world without the hassle of navigating airports or enduring long flights. Think about it. Many seniors believe their travel days are over. They worry about physical limitations, health issues, or fear they might not have the stamina for new adventures. Yet the truth is, traveling through VR can be an incredibly immersive experience that lets you stand on the summit of a mountain, explore the winding streets of an ancient city, or float down a tranquil Amazonian river, all from the comfort of your living room. Take Margaret, 77, who'd always dreamed of visiting Italy. Circumstances never allowed her to go in person. Finances were tight, and she had a knee replacement that made long-distance travel daunting. At first, she dismissed VR as a gimmick, but after she tried a guided VR tour of Rome, everything changed. She felt the cobblestones under her, virtual feet, heard the chatter of street vendors, and glimpsed the magnificent arches of the Colosseum as though she were standing right there. That experience reignited her curiosity. Instead of feeling stuck at home, she started exploring new destinations every week, traveling to places like the Great Barrier Reef in Australia and the bustling streets of Tokyo. Her enthusiasm for life took off again. She even found that the gentle movements and sense of presence in VR improved her balance and kept her mentally sharp. The surprising insight here is that travel isn't just about distance, it's about perspective. Whether you're physically scaling a mountaintop or virtually strolling through a lively marketplace, you're expanding your mind and spirit. If you want to give VR travel a try, start simple. Look up online VR travel apps or ask a family member to help set up an affordable headset. Plenty of community centers now offer VR demo days specifically for seniors. Don't let the initial learning curve intimidate you. A single wow moment in VR can remind you that life still holds endless possibilities. The emotional benefit is profound. There's a renewed sense of adventure that can counteract isolation and boredom in an instant. You might rediscover that piece of yourself that loves to explore, to discover the unknown, and to be dazzled by the wider world. Next, consider something a bit more physical. Indoor rock climbing. Bold? Absolutely. And that's precisely what challenges the widely held belief that seniors need to avoid anything remotely risky. Many older adults think rock climbing is for younger thrill seekers, that it's beyond their physical abilities, or that it's too dangerous. But in reality, many climbing gyms offer beginner-friendly walls and harness systems that drastically reduce risk. The truth behind this misconception is that controlled climbing environments are remarkably safe, especially when proper safety measures and staff supervision are in place. Done correctly, climbing can improve flexibility, build strength, and even help with mental focus. I like to use the slogan, "Scaling a wall can help you scale your confidence." Let's look at Charles, age 74. He had always considered himself relatively fit, but he never imagined climbing as an option. The first time he walked into a rock gym, he was cautious, maybe even a little scared. He started with the easiest routes, only a few feet off the ground. Slowly, with each small step upward, he realized that the true obstacle wasn't the wall, but his mindset. After a few weeks, he found himself reaching new heights, both literally and emotionally. The sense of achievement when he reached the top of his first 20-foot climb was indescribable. He felt an incredible rush, similar to how he felt decades earlier when he conquered challenges in his career. Climbers he met at the gym, people of all ages, cheered him on, giving him a sense of community he thought he'd lost after retiring. The key takeaway? You don't need to aim for extreme heights to reap the benefits. Begin slowly. Ask a trainer at the gym for senior-friendly recommendations. Emphasize safety, use the beginner wall, and progress at your comfort level. With each handhold you grip, you'll be building not just muscle but courage, and that has far-reaching effects in daily life. Stepping outside your comfort zone in a climbing gym can make everyday tasks, like carrying groceries or tackling stairs, feel far less daunting. It's a physical challenge that can rebuild trust in your body's capabilities. It can reignite self-confidence that might have started to dwindle with age. If you've made it this far and you're feeling inspired, go ahead and comment 2 below, so I know you're still with me. And if you haven't subscribed yet, this is a great time to do that. I want you to stay connected and keep discovering ways to expand your horizons. Another surprising hobby worth exploring is stand-up comedy. At first glance, this might appear more terrifying than climbing a wall. Many seniors dismiss the idea because they believe stand-up comedy is the domain of younger people or professional entertainers, not people like us. Here's the misconception, that you have to be a natural-born comedian to get on stage. In truth, stand-up is a skill that can be learned. Senior centers and community colleges often host classes geared towards older adults who want to try their hand at comedy in a supportive environment. The real counterintuitive truth is that your life experience is comedic gold. You have decades of anecdotes, observations, and wry wisdom that can resonate deeply with an audience, especially other seniors. Let me share Henry's story. He's 80 years old and had never spoken into a microphone. let alone performed in front of a crowd. He joined a seniors comedy workshop partly because he was coaxed by his granddaughter, who insisted he had the funniest stories. On his first night, he stood on a small stage in a community hall, voice trembling, heart pounding. But as soon as he delivered his first joke about learning how to use a smartphone at his age, the room erupted in laughter. Henry's face lit up. Afterward, he said he felt 30 years younger, like he could do anything. Comedy became his weekly ritual, something he looked forward to. He even started practicing new jokes while cooking dinner, chuckling at his own punchlines. Before long, he realized that life's hardships, which once weighed him down, became fuel for humor that connected him with others. This newfound boldness can lead to a domino effect in other areas of life. When you conquer the fear of public speaking, you're likely to feel more comfortable asserting yourself in family discussions, social gatherings, or even everyday interactions with strangers. The practical steps? Start by jotting down funny moments from your past. Anything from mishaps during a family vacation to the quirks of modern technology. Attend a local open mic night just to observe and soak in the environment. If standing on stage feels like too big a leap, see if there's a friendly joke circle in your area where people share stories and laugh together. The emotional benefit is immense. By reframing your life experiences through humor, you'll not only lighten your emotional load, but also bring laughter and joy to those around you. It's a powerful reminder that it's never too late to discover new talents and redefine what later life looks like. Moving on from comedy, let's talk about drone flying as a hobby. Yes, drones. The same gadgets you've heard about on the news. This might sound like an odd choice, but drones can be an extraordinary outlet for creativity, exploration, and even problem solving. The biggest misconception here is that operating a drone is too high-tech and complicated for seniors. In reality, many drone models come with beginner modes and intuitive controls designed to help new pilots learn gradually. The phrase I often use is, "You're only one flight away from a whole new perspective." Case in point. Miriam, 76, received a drone as a birthday gift from her son. Initially, she was scared to even turn it on, worried she might crash it or break some law. After a bit of research, watching a few simple how-to videos, she found a safe, open field near her home to practice. The first time her drone soared into the sky, Miriam felt a wave of exhilaration wash over her. She began capturing aerial photos of her neighborhood, documenting the changing seasons, and even filming her grandkids' soccer games from overhead. Neighbors started asking for prints of her stunning sky view photographs, and soon Miriam discovered she had an unexpected artistic flair. She wasn't just flying a piece of technology, she was seeing the world from an angle she'd never witnessed before. Aside from the fun, drone flying can sharpen your mental acuity. You're coordinating hand-eye movements, learning new software, and planning flight paths. It's a cognitive workout wrapped in an exciting hobby. To get started, choose an entry-level drone that has beginner settings and strong collision avoidance features. Practice in a wide-open space, free from trees or power lines, until you grow more comfortable. Always familiarize yourself with local regulations. The emotional payoff is freedom, the kind that comes from literally soaring above your limitations. Even if your body can't always climb a tall hill or hike into the woods, your drone can take you there virtually, giving you an expanded sense of the environment you call home. If you're still with me, comment 4 below. It tells me you're engaged and curious about these possibilities. And if you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to do so. We're just getting to the good stuff, and I want you to keep discovering hobbies that challenge outdated assumptions about life after 70. Our next hobby is creative coding. It may sound too cerebral, but programming can be both artistic and deeply rewarding. People often assume coding is for young professionals or tech-savvy teens, not retired individuals seeking a new pastime. But that's a misconception. Modern coding platforms have simplified the learning curve. Programs like Scratch, developed by MIT, are designed to teach even children the basics of programming through a visual interface. If children can learn it, seniors certainly can too. The real surprise, coding can be incredibly creative. Whether you're designing a small app that organizes your recipes or creating digital art, the possibilities are endless. Consider Gloria, 73. She initially despised her computer, equating it with frustration and complication. She decided to explore a basic coding course online to see if it could help her better understand how technology works. Soon she learned how to build a simple website that hosted her family's genealogy records, a passion she'd been pursuing for years. When she showed it to her grandchildren, they were amazed by her new skill. Even more important, Gloria realized she wasn't as technically incompetent as she'd believed. Coding gave her an unexpected sense of control and empowerment. She'd read about the complexities of the digital world, but now she was actively shaping a small corner of it. The practical advice for anyone intrigued by this idea is to start with a free, beginner-friendly platform. Look for a local senior tech club or online tutorials specifically aimed at older learners. Write a simple program, something that solves a minor annoyance in your life. Create a daily reminder app or design a digital greeting card for a family member's birthday. The emotional payoff is more than just pride. It's the realization that your brain is still capable of learning, adapting, and creating in ways you might not have imagined. You harness an intellectual freedom that can spark new goals, new social connections, and even a side hobby that keeps your mind sharp. Finally, let's explore urban beekeeping. Surprising, right? Many seniors think they need a large farm or a rural setting to keep bees, or that it's too dangerous because of potential stings. However, small-scale beekeeping has become increasingly popular in cities and suburbs, thanks to rooftop gardens and local apiary support groups. The deeper truth here is that tending to bees isn't just about honey, though fresh honey is certainly a perk. It's about fostering a connection with nature, with the rhythms of the seasons, and with the essential pollinators that sustain our ecosystem. I like to say caring for bees is a sweet way to nurture your own sense of purpose. Meet Leo, age 79, who lives in a modest suburban neighborhood. After reading about declining bee populations, he felt compelled to do something beneficial for the environment. He joined a local beekeepers association that loaned out starter hives to newbies. With guidance, Leo learned how to care for his colony, understanding the nuances of when to check the hive, how to handle bees gently, and how to harvest honey in a responsible manner. The first time he tasted honey that came directly from his backyard, he was flooded with a feeling of accomplishment and gratitude. It reminded him that nature and human life are deeply intertwined. No matter your age, you can contribute to something bigger than yourself. If you're considering beekeeping, start by researching local regulations. Some places require permits, while others have specific guidelines about hive placement. Look for a beginner's workshop hosted by a local gardening club or beekeepers association. Protective gear is essential, and you'll probably want a mentor who can help you through the initial stages. This hobby isn't just about the bees, it's about forming a new relationship with the world around you. That sense of stewardship, knowing you're helping sustain an entire ecosystem, can be incredibly empowering. It's a reminder that even after 70, you have the power to create, nurture, and protect. If you've reached this point and you're excited about urban beekeeping or any of the other hobbies we've discussed, comment 6 below. Your engagement helps me understand what resonates with you. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, so you can keep exploring activities that defy stereotypes about aging and enhance your sense of freedom. As we wrap up this journey through 6 unconventional hobbies, take a moment to imagine how these pursuits could change the texture of your daily life. No longer does waking up have to be greeted by the same routine, the same 4 walls, and the same limiting beliefs about what's possible. Each of these activities, virtual reality travel, indoor rock climbing, stand-up comedy, drone flying, creative coding, and urban beekeeping, represents a door to a more expansive world. When you step through any one of them, you're not just acquiring a new pastime, you're reclaiming a piece of your vitality. The truth is, aging can either be a time of quiet resignation or a season of renewed discovery. By now, you've seen examples of seniors who found unexpected joy in climbing walls, telling jokes on stage, operating drones, or even coding new software features. They might seem like random, wildly different activities, but they share a common thread. They all spark creativity, challenge your comfort zones, and remind you that life still has so much to offer. If you wait, if you tell yourself, I'm too old or it's too late, you risk falling into the trap of stagnation. But if you take even one small step toward a new hobby, you might find that old spark of wonder rushing back to you. So, which one of these ideas spoke to you the most? Maybe you're itching to give VR travel a shot, or perhaps you're more inclined to dabble in stand-up comedy. Picture yourself in just a few months. Imagine the newfound sense of confidence, the smile on your face as you share stories of your latest drone flight or the first jar of honey you harvested. Visualize the conversations you'll have with family and friends who marvel at your eagerness to explore something entirely new. That vision is closer than you think. All it takes is one decision to break free from the boundaries society tries to impose on aging. If you're ready to take action, here's what you can do right now. First, share one thing you learned or found intriguing in the comments below. Maybe it's a thought, a feeling, or a specific step you plan to take. By writing it down, you're making a small but powerful commitment. Second, if this message resonated with you, tap the like button and subscribe. Show your support so we can continue to grow a community of seniors who dare to live life fully and boldly, even after 70. And third, send this to someone who might also benefit. Maybe a sibling, friend, or neighbor who's been looking for a fresh start but didn't know where to begin. By passing along this knowledge, you're helping others break free from outdated notions of what life after 70 should look like. Above all, remember this: your capacity for change, excitement, and learning didn't vanish with the passing of years. It's still there, waiting for you to tap into it. I believe in your power to shape your own story, no matter how many chapters have already been written. Thank you for watching. I can't wait to hear about the new doors you open for yourself. Life is still full of possibilities. Claim them and let your spirit soar.